Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we had checked out a couple of places for Gandalf here. We're searching for the lost lesser ring of Amarthael, the ring called Ninduil. We searched the forest over here in the caves of the forest where the wood trolls hang out. We also checked a place down here called Dagalas or Saddleglad or something, Dagglesad or something down there, down next to the river. It is a very foggy, nasty day today. We can't even see down to the river down there. This is a cliff, by the way. Y'all remember, we're up on top of a high peak, and there's a high bluff, and there's a river below us. But man, is it a foggy, nasty day. All right. So we were talking to Gandalf, and she said while we were trying to figure out what was going on, that there was a burned-out old cabin down here named the something cellar, the crumbled cellar. And that there is an elf posted there, Indraneth, who has been posted to watch the crumbled cellar. And that we should go down there and check it out because some of the Angmarim had been down there investigating it. So that is what we will do next. Let's load up Rushik here. And we will head on down that way. I hope y'all been having a good weekend. I am unexpectedly getting another, unexpectedly for everyone I'm sure, getting another episode up here. Wow, what a storm. Look at the fog coming in and the wind a-blowing. That's one of the downsides of having a bitching computer now and something that'll run stuff on high video settings is that nowadays when the fog comes in, the storm and the fog comes in, it really comes in. Having a hard time seeing more than 30, 40 yards down the road here. Now I think Indraneth is on this side of the river. So we will continue on down this bank until we find her. I believe, if I remember correctly, she's on this side, like kneeling around the area of a fallen log or something. And should be sitting almost directly across from the crumbled cellar, if that's the correct name of it. I think it is. Yeah, I've never had fog this dense before where you could just barely, fog and rain and all, where you could just barely see the other side of the river. And can't see the camp at the top at all. That is impressive. I like this. I like this a lot. Alright, this is Indraneth. Yes, indeed it is. Let's dismount and speak with her.
What can I do for you?
Gandalf has told me the tale, Gnarlo. Do you really think that Narcuil or some evidence of its location might be hidden in Tal Bruinen? A small company of Angmarim were sifting through the debris of the cottage across the water over there. It is called the Crumbled Cellar by Garbert and Affinen, who lived down the river, but I think it burned to the ground before Garbert's time. You should search through the rubble. I can't imagine you'll find anything of use, but if the Angmarim thought it worth searching... Okay, so we need to search the debris of the crumbled cellar. Like I said, I believe is almost directly across from us. So we will hop in the water and see. Raging thunderstorm. Yeah, lightning popping like crazy. Thunder rumbling. This is just what I want to be, in the middle of a damn river. At least we're surrounded by high peaks and bluffs, so... lightning or anything like that should hit them long before it worked its way down to the... worked its way down here to the river and hit us. Alright, here's the crumbled cellar. the old burned out, destroyed cottage. And we need to start looking in the piles of debris here. See if we can find something that the Angmara might have missed or left behind. You search through the debris but find nothing. The cottage that once stood here in ruins, its cellar filled with debris. Interesting, this debris looks very similar to some of the stuff we used to have to clean up. Oh, there we go. Clean up over at the Yule Festival. You find a rotted diary among the debris, but it still appears readable. Collected the rotting diary. Bring it back to Indraneth now. How about, before we take it to Indraneth, man, look at that rain come down. How about before we take it back across to Indraneth, let's take a quick look. Is that the diary? That is the diary. Let's see if we can read it. There. I said this is from back in the time of the Lord of the Rings, whenever everything that you collected could be, all the papers and stuff could be read. The cover of this journal has given in to rot, but you can just make out the notation S. Oakhart. The first 20 pages are damaged by the damp and are illegible, but you can just make out some writing in a crabbed hand halfway down one of the discolored pages. Weather today was gray and cloudy, giving way to rain in the afternoon. Yeah, I know that feeling. Bought 2 chickens to share with El, but his spirits were low, and I think the food brought him no joy. Understandable, of course. Keeping in within the walls of Sithad must be a great sorrow to him. The next several pages are illegible, and some leaves are torn and missing. El told me today of my predecessors. The long lives of elves are a wonder to me, and he spoke with distressing honesty of his reason for choosing inn's keepers from among my kind, and not of the Eldar. His own people would disapprove, but more than that, he desired no one caretaker to be so near to inn for so long. The short lives of men better suited his purpose. I thought this rude, but he did not seem to notice. Oh, Sarah, you are old enough to know not to take it amiss. You have not heard it all, certainly, but by helping. The next page is missing, and when the text resumes, the ink is smudged, and the hand messier than before. Its writer was apparently in a hurry. Is missing, and El fears the worst. I will carry out his wishes by breaking the keys to Sithad. The stones of Tal Bruinen are heavy and will serve, and hiding them. I will not tell the elf where they lie, but I will record here if it need be, to hide it from the eyes of several lines are smudged and missing. Must stand at the stairs of Sithad looking up toward the entrance. Turn to the left and walk forward to the wall, and then turn right and follow the curve until you see 4 pillars through 2 pillars. Walk between the 2 and look to the right of the 4. I will leave the keys always in the shade. El fears for me, but I will be fine. I am not called Oakhart for nothing, and he tells me I guarded inn for longer than any other. I have nothing to fear. The rest of the diary is blank. Oh, when people say that they have nothing to fear and there's nothing wrong that could ever go wrong with them, you know, that's just tempting fate. The number of times I've said stuff like, what could go wrong, or this is going very well, or I haven't crashed, have I? In a game, just to find myself in dire straits is innumerable.
What do you need?
You found this diary among the ruins of the crumbled cellar, Gnarlo. It is probably nothing, but I will see if I can learn anything from its pages. The name of this diary's owner is familiar to me and fills me with dread. Did not Amarthiel use the name Sarah Oakhart as she traveled on her fell errands through the wild? And yet, look here upon the cover. It is barely legible, but it can be made out. Sarah Oakhart. You must bring this diary to Candleth, Gnarlo. This may be the clue for which we have sought. All right, we've got the rotted diary back. Let us mount up. We are going to ride back up to the top to the Echad Candleth, and we will see you when we arrive up there. And Candleth's camp is looming out of the fog, and the gloom here, let us ride up to the elf herself, show her and tell her what we have found in the ruins of the crumbled cellar.
How can I be of service?
What is this, Gnarlo? A journal? Can it be? I do not understand. A Marthiel cannot have... There must be more to this riddle than we know, Gnarlo, for I am filled with confusion. But hearken to this. Brought 2 chickens to share with El, but his spirits were low, and I think the food brought him no joy. Understandable, of course. Keeping in within the walls of Sithad must be a great sorrow to him. Whoever Sarah Oakhart may have been, or Marthiel in disguise or not, it is plain to me of whom she speaks. Can El be any other than Laerdan, or in any other than Narcuil? We are close, I can feel it. The secret lies within this journal, friend Hobbit, the diary of Sarah Oakhart.
Will you lend me your ear?
Chapter 9, The Diary of Sarah Oakhart. Listen to this, Gnarlo. El fears the worst. I will carry out his wishes by breaking the keys to Sithad. The stones of Talbarin are heavy and will serve, and hiding them. Okay, we've read all this down next to the shore. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Look to the right of the 4. I will leave the keys always in the shade. I wonder now if Sithad is not an antiquated name for a place we already know, Gnarlo. Language changes over time, and Laerdan has lived for many years. The name by which he knows one place may not be that which it is called by others. As I say the names aloud, it comes to me that Sithad bears something of a resemblance to Delosad, does it not? I think we have deciphered the first part of the riddle, friend Hobbit. Go to Delosad and use the journal to locate the hidden keys of which Sarah has written. I am sure it is the place. All right. Let us go down and see if we can find the keys mentioned in the diary. Once we get back down to Delosad, or Sithad, whichever name it is, we will rejoin you. Let's wave to the elf as we go by. And let's enter the ruins of Delosad. Quite serendipitous that we've got such a gloomy, horrible, stormy day. This is really nice. Alright, we have a bunch of leafy bushes here. Let us see if we can follow. I'm assuming we could probably click on each and every one of them as we went along. But that's really not the purpose of what we need to do. Let's see if we can figure it out this way. Okay. Stand at the stairs looking up toward the entrance. Okay, looking up toward the entrance I think means this way, looking up, because otherwise it'd be a cross. So we're looking up toward the entrance to the actual cave itself here, I would imagine. Turn to the left. And walk toward the wall. Okay. Then turn right and follow the curve until you see 4 pillars through 2 pillars. I'm wondering if this is it. Okay, there we go. There's 4 pillars there. Through 2 pillars, which what would be these tree trunks? I think so. And we got these 4 pillars. We got the 2 tree trunks, these 2 pillars. 4 pillars through 2 pillars. Walk between the 2 and look to the right of the 4. I will leave the keys always in the shade. I wonder if it's one of these 2 leafy bushes. You search beneath but find nothing. You search beneath but find nothing. Lame. Always in the shade. Ah. There we go. The one leafy bush, apparently, that's hidden way back here in the shade. I should have walked a little further, perhaps. No, that's not it either. What damn? It's got to be one of these, I'll guarantee it. Alright, this makes no sense. Obviously, the two trees are not the pillar that I'm thinking of, because she wouldn't have said that anyway. The trees come and go, so that doesn't make any sense. Very true. Alright. Turn to the left. Turn to the left. We turned to the right, didn't we? Alright. Turn to the left. Walk toward the wall. Turn to the curve. See, 4 pillars between 3. Or 4 pillars between 2. Look to the right of the 4. No, we did right. This is right. Yes, turn to the left. Okay, we saw that. Walk toward the wall. Turn right and follow the curve until you see 4 pillars through 2 pillars. That's it. That has to be it. Walk between the 2, look to the right of the 4. Let's go ahead and click on these to be sure. I really am thinking it should have been the one that we had right up yonder. Look to the right of the 4. I'm thinking it ought to have been that one. It's always in the shade. That's where we are. Alright. Well, obviously we are not going to find it that way, so let's do it the hard way. We're going to search every damn bush out here. So after we've done that, we will rejoin you. I've got to say, I think I may be an idiot. All those leafy bushes down there, perhaps, are to confuse you and dissuade you. What we at? Stand at the stairs. We can come here too, looking up toward the entrance. Turn to the left. Walk toward the wall. Till you see 4 pillars between 2 pillars. Here's 2 pillars, there's 4 pillars. Walk between the 2. Yeah, close enough. And look to the right of the 4. Is that going to be here? Leave the keys always in the shade. Well, this is shaded, isn't it? So I'm wondering now if that's why these things are here. Again, I could be totally off on a wild goose chase. You might not know what the hell I'm talking about. Whew, you could easily fall down here, couldn't you? Of course, stairs of Sithad could be that as well. We could be right down... Whoa. Oh, that's my shadow. I'm trying to figure out what kind of specter that was over there. Something over there is casting a shadow this way. I'm going to search all these other little rooms and make sure that we haven't bypassed anything here. If we find anything that has the key, then we'll work backwards to figure out what the actual clue was, what we should have followed. So we're going to keep looking. And it doesn't look like we're here either, although this would have been always in the shade, that's for sure. Alright, so that was a decent guess, but a wrong guess. So it's back down to trying to figure it out in the bushes again. And we'll see you there. We're going to try this thing. Stand at the stairs. All right, this is good. Looking up toward the entrance. Turn to the left and walk toward the wall. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. We really can't do that, can we? Go until you see 4 between 2. That ain't really going to happen. And we got 2 here, but there's 4. Yeah, that doesn't work either because you can't get a good view of 4 and 2. Gotta say, I can't figure it out, so we're just gonna keep looking at all the different bushes. You find a box of broken keys buried beneath a leafy bush. So maybe, let's see, stand at the stairs. Looking up toward the entrance. Turn to the left. Walk until you see 4 between 2. Sure. Follow the curve. How is that supposed to let me know that was the one? I don't know. Said the instructions just do not seem to bear any sense to me. Oops, here we go. No, scroll this, not my viewpoint. Turn to the left, we did that. Walk toward the wall. Turn right and follow the curve until you see 4 between 2. Look to the right of the 4. I will leave the key in the shade. Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. Those instructions seem totally off to me. Anyway, we have found the keys. Fortunately, you can always do it through brute force if we needed to. It just would have been more elegant to actually follow the instructions. So, we're going to take the keys back to Gandalf. Give them to her. Is the rain dying out, or did we just get a... Yeah, we just got a quick glimpse of perhaps days gone by. Coming out of the past there, coming out of the shadow of Dagasad. Is that the name of it? Dagasad? Delisad. Coming out of the shadow of Delisad, perhaps we got a glimpse of elven days gone past and a sunset there for a moment. But now we're back in the world of men, where it is still pouring down rain. Let's take these back to Gandalf, and we will see you when we get there. We return once more to the campfire of Gandalf. And let us show her what we have found in the ruins of Delisad.
What can I do for you?
I am greatly heartened by your success and by my reading of the clues. I am sure that Narquil is within Delisad, Gnarlo, and one of the keys within this box will open the way for us. Excuse me. A jeweler of great repute lives in Imladris. Her name is Merlos, and she will be able to remake these keys for us. Be warned, she is stern and slow to befriend, and while she will certainly help us, she will likely ask for some service in return. Well, she can get the frickin' stick out of her butt and come around to saving Middle-earth with the rest of us. Jeez. You're starting... Oh, I'm getting on a rant here. Let me back on down. I have a problem with this. Yes, I know you are the person who is going to save Middle-earth and keep Sauron from destroying everything I own dear and enslaving all the elves, but by God, I don't like you. You're going to have to prove yourself to me once. All right. Back down. Back down. She does not gift her work freely, for it is great value and precious. Look, I'm a friend of Elrond, okay? maybe I can have Elrond go and have a talk with her and tell her her butt is fired and she needs to take it to the Grey Havens and go back across the damn ocean, okay? If she ain't here to help, she's part of the problem. I need some more coffee. Look for Merlos in Imladris at the Spire meeting. Bring her this box of broken keys and ask her to mend them. I wish you good fortune in this. I don't need good fortune. I've got the backstab skill. I'll show her what good fortune is. Oh, elves. Elves and MMOs and their silly quests where you got to sit there and prove yourself. They know you're the savior of the world, but by God, you've got to go and collect 10 carrots for me first. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I have mostly. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.